Hey everyone, welcome back. In this section, we're just going to keep continuing working on the back area. I'm just going to do some simple things there. A lot of the detail I'm going to leave for you guys, but I will show you again how to get things started in that, just so the tutorial will speed up a bit. So I'm just going to hide my platform here, and we're just going to go to the back part here. We're going to do some work on these little fenders that we created in a couple sections earlier. So just like we did before, I'm just going to grab some isoparms. Just going to pop them just on the sides here. So when we convert into a poly, we don't have to add those extra lines using split polygon tool. So I'm just going to insert those, and I'm going to convert, modify, convert. There's polys, and delete the old little guy. And we are ready to begin. Now let's just check to see what it looks like as a sub-D. Again, it's really good. So let's add some more geometry just in certain little areas again, kind of like we did for the hood here, or the top part of our character's head. Just again, that makes some nice creases and things like that. So if we grab our split polygon tool, and we're just going to split. Let's move this icon down here. There we go. So grab that. Still in the subject, that's what's going on. And you're going to go really close together right here. So you're going to go kind of just the width of the little tool shape there. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can always cut it in half to get symmetrical, and then reattach. So bring that right down to here. Hit enter. There we go. Now, while we're still in polygons, what I want everybody to do is just grab the top row of those doubled row there. So make sure you got everybody on the same side. Turn off your X-ray, and I'm just going to bring this guy forward a bit. And you can move it up just a little bit if you want. And you can widen it just a little. So you have something like that. Now you're going to grab your polygon tool once again, and you're going to go onto the top. This time roughly the same spacing. Now when we convert, so we have a nice shape starting to happen now. So you can do that for a lot of different little areas in here. You can convert back if you want to have the fender have the same little shape on this part right here. I'm just going to move this forward. You can still keep the same shape. Again, these are all things you can repeat over and over again on different areas of your body, so that it just doesn't look like it's still kind of a primitive shape. So again, just grab these little guys, and this is why you guys are going to be doing some work on your own. So I'll do one or two little panels, and then and I'll move to something new. That way you can work at your own pace, but you haven't missed anything that I would do. The other little thing about hard surfaces, there's a lot of repeating back and forth. And again, just widen it just a little. 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 And again, just widen it just a little much, just enough. And just bring it up a little. And then go on the other side once again. Now, if you're going to use this for a game model and that, you wouldn't make this panel any wider. You just kind of keep it the way it is there. But if you're going to use it for, say, a still animation, or not animation, but illustration, and or even getting into illustration, but you can still have it for animation if you want, you could go in there and make it a little wider just by extruding like we've done before. So again, it really depends on what you're going to be using these projects for, or similar projects in your own work. Usually if I'm going to use something for an illustration, I'll keep most of the stuff sub-Ds because it's just a one-shot view of our character. But if I'm going to go for animation, I got to make sure that all the angles are going to be covered and look good, so that everybody's going to work properly. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this out a little bit right there again. And let's say this is going to be more of it for a still shot, not game, so I'm going to extrude them. So I'm going to go faces, select those, extrude. This time I'm just going to grab my little blue and I'm just going to push them inwards a little bit. Not too much because you don't want it hitting anything major, just enough to give it a little bit of depth as far as the edges go. Right about there. Now we can convert and hit 2 or 3. See, just little things like that start making a big difference. So that's what you guys can do for the next couple little plates. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the front of it. My goal for this section is to get pretty much his bottom underway, or show you guys how to start doing things that way. And then in the next section we're going to build his one hand, and then we'll build his razor gun, or laser gun on the other side, as well as cut out some areas of his chest so that we can have some shoulders and some gears going on in there. So let's go over to here to this little front little section here. Bring back our reference, and we're going to convert that into a polygon. Right, there's the polys, and delete the old one. Move back into position. You can make this four-sided right away just by selecting those edges and deleting them. So let's get the basic shape that we're after here. So in this guy, you can come down a bit, and then he's going to kind of merge towards the middle, just a little bit more than he is. Okay. You can straighten these guys right out. And you can change into a sub-D to see again how it's starting to look. Now if you have some weird geometry starting to happen like that, what you need to do is just go back into your regular polygon and just merge that middle section right here. So when we convert again, see how it's much nicer. So sometimes some vertices when you're converting into polygons don't really match up sometimes, and that's just because it was right on that end sweep, and a couple of the little guys were still separate, so okay, nothing to panic about if that happens to you. So we're going to go to our side view now, do a little sculpting. Come down in, a little bit farther in. And we're going to go back in, and we're going to grab our cut face tool. Now I'm going to hide a lot of this stuff, so I'm going to show cameras off. Leave it off for now as well. So the camera's right in our little way there. And you're going to grab your cut face tool. And we're going to add another new line. A little bit farther down. Right about there, because you still want to keep those four-sided faces if you can. So something like that. Now we'll convert. We're starting to create a little bit more of an edge. What you see here. Convert back. I'm going to raise these little guys up a little bit more now. Back to front view. Grab them all, and I'm going to bring them right down so that they're perfectly straight. Grab your cut face tool once again, and we're going to add some geometry as we go up. For this, because there's a little bear there up there. Alright. Now we have a three-sided face happening up here. So this little guy right there, easy enough to fix. Grab your split polygon tool once again. So there's lots of going back and forth. And you just change the direction a little bit. So we just open that up. So that little four-sided face is all fixed up. Let's see, now we're starting to get some more defined edges. And we get another little five-sided in here. So we can probably get away with deleting some of these edges right off the bat here. So let's just see if we can do that. I'm going to take these two guys and delete them. Now when we're deleting, for any of the new users here, edges that are kind of like in the middle of nowhere right now. See how we had that little line and then deleted it right here? I left a little vertex behind, so we're going to make sure we delete that because that can cause trouble later on if we forget. So what I want to do is bring these two together as well. Actually, these three. And then I'm going to shoot off in a different direction. So I'm going to come around this way. Let's see, now we're back to four side. I'm going to delete that because we have some holes if you look in our little area here. So I'm going to start making some area for that as well. And another three-sided here, so I'm just going to come around to that side. Just like that. This is, again, things you get really good at the more and more you do it. I'm just going to add some more geometry using your cut face tool right in this area here. Lift this up. Something like that. Okay, if you look in our picture here, we got a couple little holes. And the holes are easy to do. Just going to grab this area. Actually, let's cut it in half because it'll be a lot easier for us. I'm going to grab that whole model right now and delete one half. Grab this little section. You're going to extrude, and you're just going to pull it into about there. For now, and we're going to go down a little lower. Hit G, center, down a little lower as well. Now, as you're going down, just kind of move it. Make sure that everybody kind of has a little bit of an equal spacing. And we grab just delete that little guy as well. So I'm going to grab our two little new holes that we made, extrude, push in once, G twice, a little longer in there, and another little guy. So we have something that looks like that. So when we convert, little holes happening there. Now it's a little bit kind of deformed a little bit, so what we need to do is just add some support in there. And grab your cut face tool, put it right down the middle. And with this guy. And then convert again. You can see how much nicer that's starting to happen now. Still needs, again, some little tweaking and things like that. There's nothing. Always needs to be moved around just to create it a little sharper and things like that. But let's get it at one piece again. So we're going to convert or duplicate special. Combine. Merge up those edges really fast. Now keep those ones separate. We're going to make that shape as well. Grab these edges up here, extrude again. This is just a different way of making those shapes. See, you can just bring it in, same time, G, push down, G again. And do the same on the bigger one down here. Extrude, center, and once, G, push. There we go. So we convert. Now don't panic if that happens. Sometimes when you change the subdies and that, it goes white, more clear. Just grab your material, pop it back on there. Alright. So you can see all the basics are in there. We just need to go in there and just round it off a little bit. See how some of these edges are really close together? Again, really easy to work with, really easy to fix. Just going to grab your split polygon tool. You might have to cut it in half again. It really depends on how fast you want to work. I'm just going to come around the outside here. Enter. Merge these three up here. There's two. And then I'm going to scale them out back up just a little bit here. And what that allows us to do is just again get a little bit cleaner look up there. So if we go convert, 3, see how it's starting to round out a little bit. So let's go to our side view now. I'm going to grab some of the areas right down the middle here. And we're just going to start kitty cornering back a little. If you can't do it from the side view, just go down the middle, either in your perspective or not. And I'm just going to make this a little bit rounder right down the straight line here. And same thing with these little guys. See, they don't have to be perfect circles. Just go around and keep playing with them until you're happy with the look. And something like that looks a little bit nicer than the way we had it. Maybe not quite so far in, but just enough so it looks like it's manufactured. That looks better when it's not so crimped up. Lots of different things you guys can do at this point. Alright. So that's, again, just another way of being able to put some detail on your character real fast. So I'm just going to convert one more time here. See that straight line? Grab your cut face tool. You can add more of a edge on the outside there. Let's see how that looks. There you go. So just simple things like that. Alright, so let's keep moving on. Again, I just want to get you guys going on some of the details so you guys can do a little bit of work in between sections as well, because I'll be starting doing that after this. Let's go to our fender. We're going to convert. Fill NURBS. Go to your side view. This little guy's going to raise up. Just get him straight like that in the back there. If you're having a hard time making sure it's perfectly straight, just grab your scale tool. Scale her up. Zoom around, and we're going to make it four-sided faces. I'm just going to delete that whole back end there. This little guy's going to come right down to the middle. Like that. And then these little guys. Just going to come over like that. And remember, make sure you got no little edges. Make sure you don't hit that edge on the very end too. That can cause trouble sometimes. And real easy. Around. Grab your cut face. Now let's see what this looks like as a sub D, because you don't want to change the shape from the original too much. You still want it kind of rounded up there, so that's fine. I like that. So what we can do now is make it a little wider. Convert. Let's just see our picture. Is there anything special happening there? It doesn't look like it. So I'm just going to go modify faces. Not faces, but just select your faces on your polygon. Okay. Extrude. And I'm going to push in just a little. Now we have a wider fender. Right. Duplicate special. Now again, you can go in there and start adding more and more detail as you want. Now let's go to the little wheels here, the little track. Really easy to do. Let's just make sure that we have a wheel. our line using our isoparms because we're still in polygons right down the middle for our little guy here. Just going to insert that little guy there. We're going to convert again. Grab the nerves. Neat. Now, depending on how you want to do these, there's a few different ways you can do about it. You can cut it all up to have little individual tracks, or you can use a bump map. For this modeling tutorial, we can just kind of use the cut up method. So you're going to duplicate this once, move it out, and you're going to grab your cut face tool. Now, if again you're having a hard time seeing where you need to cut, just pick a different view. So we're going to start off on the front view, so we're just going to grab our cut face tool. We're going to put some really close together because we're going to make these little cuts. I'll try to match it up from top to bottom. A little closer. That looks pretty good. Right click, select faces. So we've cut that up. And do the same on the top and bottom. And before I do that, it looks like my bottom is not quite straight, so I'm just going to make sure that those little guys are straight back there. Got my cut face. Just double check to make sure that everybody looks good. And just test to see how it's going to look. Somebody move it back into position. You're going to scroll it in a little, so you're going to center pivot on this one only. And then now, you can start moving things around. Now, if you can't get the way that you're after as far as molding it to the track itself, again, it's really easy to fix. You just start adding some faces to it. We have more to push and pull around, so I'm going to go back into a regular poly. See, we have nothing in the middle of these little guys here. So I'm going to add one to the middle here, another one to the middle, and the top should be okay. Now, so you convert again, 3. Let's see how that works. Add some to that as well. Let's just get the front and side views underway here. Move it to our side view. Grab your cut face tool again. Add, change your polygon. Another line right about here. And that one right about there, going up and down. Convert again. This would actually be easier using a bump map. But again, all it really depends on you. I'll show you bump map. You can just make it a little wider. I'll do that on the far one so you guys can pick what you want. Keep as your final. Basically, it's just going in there, making sure that it's just going to sit just on top of our track before I make it a little wider. And that'll be the last thing we do in this section. So we have our tracks in there. Convert, and depending on if you want to cut the bottom one here up, you can. So we can do that real fast so we know it's the middle one, so that they're equal on all sides. As far as the spacing of each individual little plate, we're close to it. There we go. So we have these little guys now. So what we can do is we can, while it's still one object, we can grab the vertices. And we're going to go really close together right here. So we're just going to push out so that that edge becomes a little bit closer to the other. F8, faces again. This time we're going to extrude. And we're going to extrude out. Now you can put another little one in between there if you want. So you go 1, hit G, center again. Or not center that time, but just pull. Second one out. So G. There we go. And there you go. We've made tracks. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Again, you can do all the same thing with a bump map or a displacement map, which is a little less time consuming, but not too bad. Now while we have this little guy right here, we're going to convert him real fast just to finish it up. So he looks like he really has been. And we're going to do the same thing, just make one big track, but we're going to bring these guys a little closer together to the edge. F8, select faces now. Extrude. This time I'm going to push up. Actually, we don't have to push up, we can just kind of scale inwards, just to make that a little bit bigger, because we're going to put wheels in there later. So, and there we go. So that'll do it for this section. So like I was saying before, in between sections, what you guys can do just to help speed up this tutorial a little bit is just go into all of these little fendery things here, you know, like where the wheel was that we just made, or the little track underneath the belly, and on the scales on the back, or the fenders on the back, and just kind of give them a little bit of shape, just, you know, putting some edges closer together than others and things like that. Just have a little fun experiment. Yours probably won't look exactly like mine, but that's okay. Again, I want you guys to learn and kind of get good ideas of how to go about doing things with your own ideas in it. That way, in the next section, what we can do is we can block out our little guy's ray here, gun, and then we'll get into the hand. We'll probably start off with the hand too, because the hand has a lot of little things happening there. Maybe we'll just do a little bit simpler version of that, just so that we can get the tutorial underway for final staging. And then after that, we'll do a section or two on just, you know, really getting in there and adding some more realistic detail as far as like these little knickknacks, little looks like grids and things like that. So again, hard surface modeling is a little bit different than organics. It takes a little while to, a little bit longer to get the details you're after, but you can see that just in a few sections here we've really started to change the look of our little guy. So again, hope you guys are having fun, and I'll talk to you guys in the next section. Have fun playing around.